I'm Chase Gore.
I'm Chris Gore.
This is the Slot-T-Mafia Show, Season 3, Episode 3. We're back in the studio, brought to you by Daniel Montoya with Monument Realty. Any realty needs you need out there in Andrews, Texas, get with Daniel and the crew. They'll take care of you. Also, special thanks to my co-host, Chris Gore.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being on once again. And we want to just go ahead and say this show is not affiliated with Andrews High School or Andrews Independent School District. Chris, let's jump right into it. Last Friday night, week 1, Clint Lions come to town and kind of give us a prelude and tell us what happened in that game.
You know, big win for the Mustangs. You can't beat it when you start the year with a 54-0 win. You know, we had a slow start a little bit slow. First game jitters, a lot of new players. Second half, a fire was lit. You could see a difference in execution. We cut back on our penalties, and they played a heck of a ball game. Coaches and players did a great job at halftime to kind of put things in order, and Mustangs rolled. Great win, big test Friday.
Yeah, and I want to go ahead and piggyback on that first half the other night. You got 2 young teams, and you had a young officiating crew.
Yeah.
I think they were all just kind of
feeling
the
it
nerves
out.
and feeling it out. Second half, Andrews comes out with their hair on fire and winning the game 54-0. Just some stats into the game. Colin Kelly, I know he completed a big pass on a big, it was either a third or fourth down. It was a 27-yard pass. Bo Hudson had 7 carries for 202 yards, 3 touchdowns. JaeSean DeBouse, 12 carries for 93 yards and 2 tutties. Jace Mendoza had 10 carries for 81 yards and a touchdown. And Blas Hernandez had 2 carries for 55 yards and a touchdown. That's a good little chunk of change there.
Yeah.
Also, the defense in the game held Clint to 100 total yards in that game.
Yeah, the defense looked good.
And we'll go ahead and now, big shout out in game 1. Number 1 was the O-line. I think they had 1 starter coming back. Little bumpy in the first half, and the second half
turned it on.
Not just that, but you could see the conditioning come into play.
For sure.
And they started executing at a lot higher level, and Clint just could not keep up. Also, just by calling the game, we called the game Friday night. We do the games live, Mustang News Network. I want a big shout out to JJ Palacios.
Yep.
Kobe Glass.
Big game.
Xavier Cruz. Those are just some of the guys I remember during calling the game.
Richter's had a good game.
Richter's. And so those are some guys. We just want to give them a shout out as well. And now we're moving into week 2. Now we got big boys coming to town.
Yeah, we do.
And we got the Canyon Eagles. Chris, last year, now Canyon, very tough district and very tough non-district schedule. They finished the year last year at 5-5. They got 5 offensive and 6 returners on defense. Did a little scouting report on them. Their biggest positives on their team is going to be their offensive and defensive lines. So I look for Canyon to try to line up and just run over the Mustangs this Friday night. Tell us a little bit about Canyon.
Well, you know, I think we're 1-9 against them all time. We hadn't beaten them in about 4 or 5 years. You know, we talking about it earlier today. The last 2 or 3 years, you know, we've really took it to them in the first half. Matter of fact, we've been up, I believe, at halftime the last 3 years, and come out in the second half, and they've kind of ran away with it. You know, Canyon, always a good team, well coached. Their kids play really hard. You know, they never have just, you know, superior game breakers when you're talking about that real fast kid. But like I said, they're well coached. Their kids play hard. And I agree with you. They're going to come out and line up and try to run it down our throat. Friday, we got to be ready.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, last year in the second half, and there was no smoke and mirrors. There was no throwing the ball around the yard. They lined up, and they kind of just took it to us 3 to 5 yards a pop. And then late in the game, those started becoming 8, 10 yards. So definitely Andrews has their work cut out for him this week. And it's kind of one of those games you'll get a better idea of kind of where we're sitting, even though it's still early.
Yeah.
Still early in the season. I'm going to piggyback off of that. All-time record is 1-9-1. Andrews winning in 2019 at home. versus Canyon. And then in 1971, the first meeting, there was a tie between Canyon and Andrews.
Playoff game.
So it was a playoff game. So that's kind of the history behind that. So this Friday night, Game 2, Canyon Eagles come to town. Mustang News Network, we will be there live. We're going to be bringing you the action live on Facebook and YouTube. I know last week we had some technical issues getting our YouTube rolling. We got it up. We got it rolling, ready to rock and roll. Also with the Mustang News Network, we got some new sponsors that we got to roll out. We didn't want to roll it out last week till it was official, but Watson Packer, First Downs, that's one of the companies that's sponsoring the First Downs. Also, Sewell of Andrews, they're the overall sponsor for the live stream. Also, Chemical Services, they do the band. They bring you the band and the other, Chris.
Yeah, speaking of that, if you listen to our live stream Friday, we have to give a shout out to the band. I mean, they looked good and they sounded good Friday night. Really did. They did.
And the other official watch party sponsor of the Mustang News Network on Friday nights is Redneck Paradise Bar and Grill. So if you can get down there, support local businesses here in Andrews. And also, none of this would be possible without Daniel Montoya with Monument Realty.
Absolutely.
So any realty needs you need, get with Daniel. Chris, we're going to go ahead and move into our pick'em section.
Yes, sir.
Where last week you went 10-0, clean sweep. And I went 7-3, so I got some catching up to do. Game 1 this week, Monahans at Canyon Randall.
Monahans took it on the chin to a good shallow water team. Randall was, halftime, remember, they were close with Plainview, but Randall ended up running away with it. Monahans is probably in trouble. I'm going to say Randall 35, Monahans 7.
All right, and I got Randall 35, Monahans 14. All right, game number 2, I got Pecos at Levelland.
Pecos beat Snyder in overtime Friday. Levelland got hammered by Dalhart. I think it was like 55-12. Levelland struggled for a long time. I think Pecos beat them last year. I'm going to go with the Eagles 34-20.
All right, and I got Pecos 35-14. Game number 3, Greenwood at Sweetwater.
That'll be a good game. Sweetwater handled Idalou, good Idalou team last week. Greenwood beat up a little bit on Shoulders, which is traditionally a decent 3A team. Be a good game. Sweetwater beat them last year. I'm going to go with an upset here. I'm going to say Sweetwater 41, Greenwood 35.
All right, Chris is going to let me try to jump back in it here. I'm going Greenwood 35, Sweetwater 21. All right, game number 4, Shallow Water at Seminole.
That's going to be a good game. Seminole, they've got a lot of good players back this year. I still don't know if they found a quarterback. They went up to Canyon, got beat by West Plains, just 33-10. And Shallow Water handed it to Monahans. It'll be a good game. Just in Seminole, I'm going to say Seminole 30, Shallow Water 28.
I think Seminole pops back this week with a chip on their shoulder. I got Seminole 35, Shallow Water 14. All right, we're going to go to game number 5, Lakeview at Snyder.
Oh, the Chiefs. They laid it on Fort Stockton, 42-7.
Chiefs and Tigers, baby.
Good for the Chiefs. They're playing Snyder, right?
At Snyder.
Snyder's been down. See if the Chiefs can't keep it rolling. I'm going to say Lakeview 49, Snyder 42.
All right, I got Lakeview 42, Snyder 7. Game number 6, Lubbock High at Big Spring.
Big Spring lost to El Paso Riverside Friday. Had to make that long bus ride out there. Lubbock High played Hereford close. I think they put up 35 on them, and Lubbock High beat them last year. So I'm going to go Lubbock High 38, Big Spring 28.
All right, and I got Lubbock High 28, Big Spring 21. Game number 7, LD Bell at Odessa High.
Don't know much about LD Bell. I think OHS beat them last year, but OHS took it on the chin.
High-scoring game.
Yeah. Odessa High, was it 55-12 against Amarillo? I don't know if LD Bell is as good as Amarillo High. Oh, gosh, that's a tough one. I'm going to go LD Bell 51, Odessa High 40.
All right, I got LD Bell 45, Odessa High 34. All right, game number 8, El Paso Eastlake at Odessa Permian.
Could be a high-scoring deal. I think Eastlake put up 70 on Bel Air. Of course, that's an El Paso team. Permian's defense will be better than that. but Eastlake's played them close the last couple of years. I think they beat them a couple of years ago in the playoffs. So Permian didn't look too sharp against Plano on Saturday, but you can't pick against Permian at home. I'm going to say Permian 49, Eastlake 45.
All right, I got Mojo 52, Eastlake 50.
Be a good game.
All right, game number 9, Michigan at Oklahoma at the college level.
Yeah, we're going to find out some things about Oklahoma. They've kind of struggled the last couple of years, especially last year moving to the SEC. Michigan, they beat New Mexico 34-17. New Mexico's similar to UTEP. I mean, they're not traditionally strong college football program. Oklahoma at home, I'm going to say wins 31-17.
All right, and I'm going to go Michigan. I'm going to go 21-20.
There you go.
Game number 10, moving to the pro level. We got the Dallas Cowboys.
Can't wait.
At the it's at Philadelphia.
Yeah.
At Philadelphia Eagles.
So you and I have talked about this ad nauseum, so I'll make it quick. Dallas isn't going to be able to stop anybody this year. Our only hope is if Dak can go off and throw for about 350. CD, the receivers have to have big games. Ferguson's got to step up. And Daniel was telling me before the show that Jaden Blue was ruled out with an ankle injury. So that's not going to help. But I'm going to say Brandon Aubrey's going to come on and kick a field goal with about 2 seconds left. I'm going to say Dallas 37, Philly 35.
All right, you're letting me creep back in here, giving me easy. I got Philadelphia 35, Dallas Cowboys 21. So that's going to conclude the Pick'em section, and we're going to be right back with a special guest here live in the studio. All right, we're back here in the studio. Slot-T-Mafia Show, Season 3, Episode 3. Got a special guest here live in the studio, and I'm going to let the gentleman introduce himself.
My name is Jacob Brink. I'm offense coordinator here at Andrews High School. This is our 4th year here at Andrews.
Now, Coach, going into this year, you got 2 offensive returners, and then you had 2 on the defense. Now, on the offensive side, with the 2 coming in, how is to get the kids and the line ready and all that stuff? Has it been difficult, or since we've been here 4 years running the same system, has it been a little bit easier of a transition as far as been in the past?
Yes and no to both those questions. We're better at knowing our rules and how things should be run and operated and things like that. We didn't have to start from scratch or anything like that. What's difficult is getting the live looks. I think we counted the other night. We played 11 kids Friday night that it was their first varsity snap, and so we're super young and just trying to get them to get to that next level. That's been the difficult part. Not necessarily running the offense per se, knowing our rules, assignments, pass, things like that, tempo. The kids are used to that. They're used to the practice, the structure, the format, how we call plays. It's just being a little bit more detailed. Like on the offensive line, we're really working hard on getting off the ball, flat back, things like that. So it's really some just little minor things that we really worked on coming into this year.
Well, Coach, now going into tell us the progress after going into first scrimmage, second scrimmage, and then into the first game, the progression you've seen of the offense so far.
So, I think it's pretty obvious if we watched our first scrimmage or second in our game, we've gotten a lot better every week. Are we where we want to be? No, we're not. But there is improvement, and the biggest thing is the kids that we have right now. They're all bought in. They come every day ready to work,
Big part of it.
and so I think they really enjoy what we do, and so that part has been pretty good. Just being able to coach these kids, and they have a great attitude, and they really love football, and so. that has been pretty good, but I really do feel like we get better, and with what we do, it's all about fundamentals and being really kind of monotonous, because it's almost the same thing every day, but we got to be really good at what we do, and so we are getting better, but it takes a little bit of time and to get where we're wanting to be.
Chris, do you have any questions for Coach Brink?
Yeah, no, Coach Brink, we're glad you're in here tonight. You know, one thing Chase and I were talking about last year, you could see it as the season went on, the crispness and the execution of the offense. By the time we hit district and our 2 playoff games, I mean, we were really rocking and rolling. And, we'll have to get with Coach Boswell about our pre-district schedule, maybe change it up a little bit next year, but we got some tough teams coming up. What do you think on Friday night? Of course, y'all played Canyon the last few years. As far as what you're going to see up front, what they're going to do on defense.
So the thing about Canyon is there's good and bad. You know, the good is, I guess, we know what they're going to do. They are a program. I think when you think of Region 1, you think of Canyon. I think of Canyon before maybe West Plains and even Randall and some of those other schools. Like I think Canyon is kind of the standard. You know, they are a program. They do what they do year in, year out. They're always a contender, whether they've been dropped off the past few years or not. They are really, really well coached. And what we've seen the past 2 years is they come in and they line up and they play their base defense, and they've worked really hard all week at it. Whereas some teams we go in there and we're just like, what in the world are we looking at? You know, yeah. So, you know, like this past Friday, they came in a kind of an even front. We worked an odd front because that's what they did last year. That's kind of what they base out of. And so, but Canyon, we know what we're going to get. We're going to get an odd front. We're going to get nose and 4 techniques. They may be shaded a little bit one way or another, but they are a well-coached team. They're a program. And so that's what kind of makes it fun for us is let's do what we do and see if we can't be better at what we do than what they do. But yeah, that's the thing about Canyon is they are a program. They're not going to, you know, just panic. They're kind of like us. We trust our process. They're probably going to trust their process. And, you know, I think it's going to be it's a fun week, you know, in regards of that, because it's this big chess match for us. So
now this week, moving into Canyon, coming to town, how has this week so far? How has the practices been this week?
You know, I think we've had pretty good practices. Just, you know, the progression and kind of like what you talked about, you know, as the season progressed, and it's kind of how this offense works. You know, it's so much based off of timing and execution and steps, and we finally start to hit that rhythm and we start to get going. And so it's kind of like what you see on, like, you may be on a Saturday afternoon college football with a young quarterback and receivers, timing's off. That quarterback throws a bad pass. You know, it's all timing. And so it takes a little bit to get going, get that timing, especially with a young team. But, you know, we're getting there. Yeah. I think every day we are getting better.
I tell you what, in the other night, I think it was, 202 yards on 3 carries on a trap.
Yeah, you don't see that much in the trap.
Yeah,
we love the trap.
It's why there's nothing better to me than when the trap hits.
Yeah.
If we can get the trap going, I think it's going to be a pretty good night.
I still remember Canyon Randall, and it was Tate's senior year, and they were playing up there, and there was some older men sitting on the Andrews side from Canyon, sitting right up above us, and they're like, "What is this?" They don't, you know, and they were, and then of course Merck hits them on the trap for about 70, and I turned around and I was like, "Trap, baby, trap,
yapping."
And I was giving it to him.
And then later, we played Canyon like the 5th game that year, and the 4th, 5th play of the game, we hit it for 50.
That's right.
And so it's always
that.
fun.
Yep. Yeah, that was Merck. Yeah, Merck again. Yep. Yeah. And well, Coach, we're looking forward to this Friday night. We appreciate you coming on. We appreciate you being here in Andrews. A lot of people out there from the stands or fans at home, a lot of people don't realize how much time, effort. A lot of y'all out there don't know that Coach Brink puts in time over the summer too. He does clinics, and I get to follow a lot of that stuff on Twitter, and that's pretty awesome. And but this gentleman right here puts a lot of time, effort, and got a family at home, and so we just wanted to put that out there.
Hopefully they're asleep by the time I get home.
I got you. Well, Coach, we appreciate it. Is there anybody out there in Mustang Nation you want to give a special shout out to?
Just kind of like what you said, to my wife, like you said, I spent a lot of time, I leave before, she gets up, I get home late, but she, a lot of times from about, July till hopefully December, it's almost like she's a single mom. And so this wouldn't be possible without my wife. And, my boys, they're getting older now. I got one in kindergarten and the twins are 4. So they're kind of all about the Mustangs and, cool. They run around yelling, "Go Mustangs" all the time. Like they came to practice on Monday and, they like wearing their jersey to school and it's always "Go Mustangs." So it's a pretty cool time for us right now.
Enjoy it. Yep. Enjoy it.
I appreciate it. And you got to coach my son. I appreciate every bit of it. And Coach, we're going to be pulling for you all. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Good luck Friday, Coach.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, we're back here live in the studio. Slot-T-Mafia Show, Season 3, Episode 3, brought to you by Daniel Montoya with Monument Realty. Any realty needs you need out there, get with Daniel and the crew. They will take care of you. I got a special Andrews Mustang football player here live in the studio, and I'm going to let the gentleman introduce himself.
My name is JaeSean, DeBouse, and I play running back at Andrews High School.
So, JaeSean, this is third year varsity starter. I'm going to say, I think over 2,300 yards sophomore year. I think last year, as far as, and I'm talking about just not all purpose, but rushing, I think you were over 1,700. Is that correct last year?
Yes, sir.
And now heading into your senior year, I know over the summer, I know you had some injury issues and you got that dealt with.
Yes, sir.
How was it this last Friday night? Because I know you've been practicing, but they set you out in the scrimmages. How was it getting to get out there and get a little taste of it again?
Yes, sir. It was definitely exciting to just get back out there and be able to play again, but it was a little nerve-wracking, just like wondering like if I'm gonna hurt it again or if I'm gonna make a right cut or anything, or how people are gonna like think about me, because like is he ready, or it was challenging for me.
It is. And a lot of times with physical injuries, a lot of times after they heal, a big part of physical injuries is the mental part.
Coming back home.
And once you get past that barrier where you're like, okay,
you're good to go.
I'm good to go. Once you hit
look pretty good Friday.
Yeah. And we were really excited. In the good game, first half is a little rocky. In the second half, it was like, what's going on here? And Andrews is on fire. I think 40 unanswered points?
Something like that, yeah.
In the second half. So JaeSean, senior year. So what are your goals this year going into your senior season campaign? What are your goals? Not just personally, but also team goals as well.
Yes, sir. For our team, I want to say for us to make it past the second round this year, I feel like we can do it. Even though our team is young and like unexperienced, I feel like we can do it. And then my personal goal has been the same for the past 3 years, just to break the rushing record.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. And then now I want you to give me maybe 2 to 3 players out there on the team that works hard in practice, puts in the effort, might not get their name thrown out a lot. Give me a couple names out there.
I'm going to say on the defense, I'm going to say Sammy Saldivar. He's a dog. And then I'm going to say Raider Harvey. He's really good. And then I'm going to say on the offense, Alfredo Harper.
Alfredo
Yes,
Harper.
sir.
Oh yeah. What was it Alfredo that was? Now he got a couple of carries the other night late in the game, and I'm trying to remember, was he the one with the big hit on the onside kick?
I believe it was. Yeah,
I think it was.
Yeah.
And man, you could hear the people in the stands and people on the live stream were like, "How in the world that dude hold on the ball?" So if y'all heard those names out there, be listening for those kids, and especially on our live stream. JaeSean, we're real excited for you. Now, is there anybody out there in Mustang Nation that you want to give a shout out to? Anybody that you like?
I just want to say thank you to my parents for always being by my side throughout the whole journey to my high school career, and how they're going to be by my side during college. And I want to also say thank you to the whole coaching staff.
Chris, anything you want to ask?
Yeah,
Mr.
no,
DeBouse?
JaeSean, glad to have you back at 100% this year.
Yes, sir.
I have a feeling you might get a few more carries on Friday night.
Yes,
you
sir.
guys go get them, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you. All right, we're back here again. Slot-T-Mafia Show, Season 3, Episode 3, brought to you by Daniel Montoya with Monument Realty. We're here back in the studio, and I have another Andrews Mustang football player, and I'm going to let the gentleman introduce himself.
My name is Julian Rodriguez. I'm number 20, and I play running back.
All right, and so this is your first year on varsity this year. All right, and so Julian kind of, or J-Rod, that's what we like to call
J-Rod,
him.
yeah.
Tell us kind of how old were you when you started playing football?
I started playing football when I was in 5th grade, I think. Yes, sir.
Now, is there someone out there in your life or a certain reason that just got you interested and got you started playing football?
My dad, I think we just moved here, and he wanted me to try out football. Yes, sir.
Good job, Dad. Thank you. Also, I want to go ahead and, since first year on varsity level,
Yes, sir.
how was it after grueling through 2-a-days, you get through the scrimmages? I remember those days and you're like, and then all of a sudden you get to go out Friday night. How was your first experience coming out of that tunnel on Friday night?
I mean, it was awesome. I've always wanted to do that, and like just hearing the band play, getting ready, it was awesome. Like I've always wanted to do that.
Enjoy it.
Yes, sir.
And now another question that I want to ask is this week's preparation for Canyon. Kind of tell us how that's been.
It's been good. We've been practicing. I mean, it's been good. Like we've been watching film over them. It's been really good.
Getting all the dotting the I's and crossing the T's. Chris, anything you want to ask J-Rod?
Yeah, no, you're talking about, Friday night was your first varsity game. You've got 5 home games of those,
Yes,
so
sir.
make sure and enjoy them because it'll go fast.
Yes,
It'll go
sir.
fast.
I always tell the kids, enjoy it, and then those home games, you go all out.
Yep.
Just go all out.
Yes, sir.
And now, I want you to give me a couple of names out there, 2 or 3 names out there of kids on the team that behind the scenes they've been working hard and they put the work in.
I'm about to say Blas Hernandez. Like he's been. I think Jace got hurt, and then he came in and just helped the team a lot.
He had a good game.
Yes, sir. And then I'm about to say on the defense is Aiden Quintanilla, AQ. Yes, sir.
AQ. All right. Y'all heard those names out there. Be listening for them on our live stream, paying attention. Well, we appreciate you coming on. We're going to be pulling for you. Also, now, is there anybody out there in Mustang Nation? It could be anybody that you like you want to give a special shout out to.
I just want to say my parents. I just want to thank them for being there for me and just supporting me through all my years of high school.
Well, we appreciate you. We're pulling for you guys, and we'll
Good
be
luck
there
Friday.
Friday night.
Thank you.
Go get them.
All right, we're back here live in the studio. Slot-T-Mafia Show, Season 3, Episode 3, brought to you by Daniel Montoya with Monument Realty. I got another Andrews Mustang football player here live in the studio, and I'm going to let the gentleman introduce himself.
I'm Tommy Garcia, and I'm number 32 on the team, and I'm the safety and kicker.
And Mr. Garcia, now is this your first year on varsity?
Yes, sir.
This year? So I'm going to go ahead and ask you, how old were you when you started playing football?
I was about 12 years old,
About 12?
so 7th grade.
7th grade? Now, was there someone in your life or out there or something that you were like, I got to get out here and play some football?
Not really. My dad, he really wanted me to play football, but he wasn't there for most of the time, so my mom has really been there for me most of the time, and she's really been putting it to me and always had my back in the lowest parts of it.
Awesome.
Good job, Mom. Good job. Now, first year on varsity, I'm going to ask the same question. Y'all went through 2-a-days. That work is no fun. You're out there, you're early in the morning. It is what it is. Then you get through the scrimmages, but running out through that tunnel for the first time on Friday night, how did it feel?
I was kind of dumbfounded at it when I first ran out of there because I've never done it before. And I was always in the stands most of the time just watching them run out there. And I was like, maybe that won't be me one day. And next thing you know, I'm on varsity and I'm running out of the tunnel with everybody else.
And had a real good onside kick. And
you did.
Hit that dude right in the chest.
That was a good one.
And that was a good onside kick. Hit the guy right in
Maybe
the
see
chest.
some more of that Friday night.
Yes, sir.
And so let's go ahead. I want to go ahead and talk about. So how is this week of practice being preparing for Canyon to come in here?
We've really been having it hard, and our coach is hammering us into the offensive formations that we need to cover. It's really been easy, kind of, but those formations, there's, I think, about 38, and we have to remember about, I think, 16 of them, and then there's 24 that they usually run once or twice during the game, and I think we'll be able to fight through it and come out with the win on top.
Awesome.
Chris, any questions you'd like?
Yeah, no, Tommy. So, are you handling any of the point after the extra point attempts? Have y'all tried that in practice?
No, sir, but we should have Brody Figueroa kicking them.
Oh, okay. So you're just going to handle the kickoffs?
I'm trying to work up there.
Yeah,
Yes,
awesome.
sir. I've been practicing after school.
Excellent onside kick Friday, man. Hopefully we get to see another one that you guys can recover this coming Friday.
Yes, sir.
Well, appreciate you coming on the show. We're going to be pulling for you guys. We're there on Friday night. I want you to give me 2 or 3 players out there that's working hard behind the scenes that might not get a lot of attention.
One of the players is Hayden Azvedad. He's really been working hard out there, even though he doesn't get noticed very much. And Caleb Compton, he's always there, making sure everybody's happy on the team, rooting for him.
Awesome.
All right, y'all heard those names out there. Be watching for them. Also, is there anybody in Mustang Nation out there, anybody you like, you have the floor to give a special shout out to?
My mom, she's always been there, always pressing me to work harder and keeping the respect for my elders, and always making sure I stay on top of my grades and all of that.
Awesome.
Well, we appreciate you. We're going to be pulling for you Friday night. Thank you for coming on the show.
Good luck, Tommy. Go get them.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to conclude the Slot-T-Mafia show, Season 3, Episode 3. We had some awesome guests here tonight. Special thanks to Coach Brink for coming on. Also, special thanks to my co-host, Chris Gore,
Yes, sir.
for being here. Special shout out to Daniel Montoya with Monument Realty. Any realty needs you need out there, you get with Daniel and the crew. They'll take care of you. Also, special thanks to the Mustang football players that come here in the studio tonight. We can't say enough and give enough thanks to the school, to the administration,
Coaches.
for everything that they do and they allow us to do. We appreciate them very, very much. And always remember, folks, it's a great day to be a Mustang.